Warner Brothers put out a statement saying, we do not condone violence. A studio that puts out how many movies blowing up, entire countries, action, serial killer horrors where your bowels are ripped out. Like, this is, and we're no problem, no worry that you're going to watch a Saw 25 and go and murder your entire, I don't know if they did that one.
I know what you mean.
But we have, violent movies is not a new thing.
It's not. So here's where
this movie. There's something about this movie that made people worry so much that this could inspire violence, and that's telling.
So to be fair to that argument about it, to at least give it some credence, okay? And we discussed this a little bit in the pre-show meeting, we'll call it. There is a history of white male, incel's a new word or whatever, but I mean, okay, so let's just put it this way. Taxi Driver, which this film has a lot in common with in terms of setting and that kind of thing.
The character study idea also is used in Taxi Driver.
Right, about a lone white male who goes off the rails and basically murders people. Yeah. And I'm not an expert on this particularly, but the person who tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan, I think his name is John Hinckley Jr., he was supposedly, anyway, inspired by that film and also with his obsession with Jodie Foster. So and then there was also the guy who, I think there was a connection with the guy who shot John Lennon. Mm-hmm. He was a real big fan apparently of that
Which book
that film, A Catcher in the Rye, which is again this kind of like lone wolf type, character or whatever. So there are at least a few actual instances where there's this lone wolf type character has resulted in real violence. But to be fair, like that's not. I don't think. It's so funny. It's so funny. Just talking about this in the year 2021 now. When this came out, right at the end of 2019, that's when I saw it, in the fall of 2019, when this was our biggest concern.
Yeah.
And now it's like within a year, the whole world, everything is like. That's why I always fear talking about current events, because events change. Is anyone really worried about the Joker right now? Is anyone really worried someone's going to go out and watch the Joker and get inspired to do... No, because we're all in our houses.
But here's the problem, though, is that when you watch a movie like this, and your first instinct is to, hide this movie, it's going to cause danger, it's dangerous. The reality is that it's putting the cart before the horse. And that idea that, the taxi driver guy went crazy because of the movie Taxi Driver and was not already insane and would have found anything eventually to kind of grab onto. I mean, this is the same idea. You can say, hide the Bible, hide the Quran, hide everything that anyone has ever cited in the entire history of the world as a reason for violence. I mean, you're going to have to put everybody in a little padded room where they just sit there and watch, little cartoons with little flowers that dance like this.
And I agree with you. I was just saying there is that's at least the through line that I think some people picked up on this movie being quote unquote dangerous. The idea that a movie's dangerous is absurd to me. But, and then of course there was the actual, I believe there was a shooting in a movie theater in Aurora based, I think, that was not this movie at all. That was a different Joker movie, and I guess the guy dressed up like the Joker.
The Dark Knight, he was a villain in it. The Dark Knight did not humanize the Joker, as far as I recall. I mean,
I didn't watch it.
I did watch it. He blows up an entire hospital. It's just like, ha! Like, they make, the character plays, and it's a classic, villain versus hero movie.